Screw may twist and the rat may turn, and then they bleed and men may burn. For London town and its fallen rock, I hear my
Yet, thy brother, who, as a reward in his valiance, in defending his standard and cutting down 50 men who would have hanged him, has been appointed a yeoman of the guard, will return today. And as he travels from Windsor, where the court lies, it may be that he brings the expected reprieve with him.
Okay.
Amen to that, for the colonel twice saved my life, and I would gladly give the rest of mine to save his. And you, wilt thou not be glad to see thy brother, but with the fame of whose exploits all of England is a-ringing?
I, truly, if he brings the reprieve.
And not otherwise.
Well, my dear brother Leonard is a brave man indeed, and I love brave men.
All brave men?
Most of them, I verily believe. But I hope Leonard will not be too strict with me. They say he's a mere dragon of virtue and circumspection. Now, my father is kindness in itself, and
who leaves thee pretty well to thine own ways, eh? Well, I have no fear for you. Thou hast a feathered brain, Phoebe, but thou art a good lass.
that's all very well. But if Leonard is going to tell me that I may not do this, and may not do that, and must not walk with this one or talk with that one, but go through the world with my eyes cast down and lips pursed up like some nun who has renounced mankind, why, as I have not renounced mankind, and do not mean to renounce mankind, I won't have it. There.
Nay, he shan't check thee any more than is good for thee, Phoebe. Thy brother is a brave man, and the bravest amongst brave men. And yet it seems just yesterday he stole from the lieutenant's orchard.
Father!
Leonard, my brave boy! Oh, I'm right glad to see thee. And so is Phoebe.
Aye. Hast thou Colonel Fairfax's reprieve?
Nay, I have your dispatch to the lieutenant, but no reprieve for the colonel.
Poor gentleman. Poor gentleman.
I would that I had brought better news. I'd give my right hand, nay, my body, my life to save his.
Dost thou speak in earnest, my lad?
Aye, father, I'm no braggart. Did he not save thy life? And is he not my foster brother?
Then hearken to me. Hast thou come to join the yeomen of the guard?
Well,
And none has seen thee enter but ourselves.
and a sentry who took but scant notice of me.
Now to prove thy words, give me the dispatch and get ye hence. Here is some money. I'll send thee more. Lie low for a space and tell no one. I shall convey a suit of armor, yeoman's armor, to the colonel's cell, and he shall shave his beard, so that none may know him. My brother yeoman shall welcome him, I'll warrant that. And I shall own him as my own son, the brave Leonard Merrill, who saved his flag and cut down 50 men who thirsted for his life. But how to get into the colonel's cell? The key lies with thy admirer, Wilfred Shallows.
I think, mind, I say I think, that I can get anything I want from Wilfred. And I think, mind, I say I think, you can leave that to me.
Then get ye hence, lad, and bless thee for thy sacrifice.
And take my blessing too, dear Leonard.
And thine, eh? Thy love is newborn. Wrap it up carefully, lest it catch cold and die.
Alas, I wait for to and fro. Dark danger hangs upon the deed. Dark danger hangs upon the deed.
The scheme is rash and well may hail, but odds are not the ones that win. The hands that shrink, the cheeks that melt, the vows of
No eyes are not the hearts that quake.
The hands that shrink, the cheeks that bend, the hands
The
that
same
the cheeks that bend, the eyes of me.
The air I breathe to him, I know my life is his, I have it not.
That life is his, so count it not.
And shall I wreck and risk young when service is to be done to save the life of such an one? Unworthy thought, unworthy thought.
And shall wreck risk to save the life of such an one.
Unworthy thought, unworthy thought. Weakness and sin,
Who can foretell?
may hell help my home. May Nay, lass, be of good cheer, we may save him yet.
But see, Father, they bring the poor man from the pole shop. Is his hour not yet come?
No, no, they take him to the cold tower to await his end in solitude. but softly. The lieutenant comes and he shouldn't cease cry.
Oh, Colonel Fairfax, it is a sad day indeed.
Sir, I greet it with all goodwill and thank you for the zealous care with which you have guarded me from the pestilent dangers which threaten human life outside. In this happy little community, death, when it comes, does so in punctual and businesslike fashion, and like a courtly gentleman, giveth due notice of his advent, as to not come against one taken unawares.
Sir, you bear this bravely as a brave man should.
Nay, it is no light boon to die swiftly and surely at a given time and in a given fashion. Truth to tell, I would have my life, but if that may not be, I have the next best thing to it, which is death. Believe me, sir, my lot is not so much amiss.
Father, I cannot bear it.
My poor lass.
Nay, pretty one, why weepest thou? Come, be comforted, for such a life as mine is not worth weeping for. Sergeant Merrill, is it not? May I greet my old friend? Why, man, what's all this? Thou and I have faced the grim old king a dozen times, and never has his majesty come to me in such goodly fashion. Keep a stout heart, good fellow. We are soldiers, thou and I, and we know how to die. It is easier to die well than to live well. For in sooth, I have tried both. Is life a boon? If so, it must befall that death, whene'er he call, must call too soon. Though fourscore years he give, yet one would pray to live another more. What kind of plaint have I, who perish into I, who perish into I might have had to die, perchance, in June. I might have had to die, perchance, in June. Is life a thorn? Then count it not a whit. Nay, count it not a whit. Man is well done with it. Soon as he's born, he should all means essay to put the pain away. And I warn, or capture fugitive, my life most gladly give. I might have had to live another morn. I might have had to live another And now, Sir Richard, I have a boon to beg. I am in the strait for no reason better than because my kinsman, Clarence Holtwhistle, one of the secretaries of state, has charged me with sorcery, in order that he may succeed to my estate, which devolves to him, provided I die unmarried.
Wilt thou, which thou wilt most surely do?
Nay, which I most surely will not do.
How?
By your worship's grace, I have a mind to thwart this good cousin of mine.
But how?
By marrying forthwith, to be sure.
thou marry?
Nay, I am indifferent on that score. Coming death hath made of me a true and chivalrous knight, who holds all womanhood in such esteem, such that the meanest, and the oldest, and the worst favored of them is good enough to live. So, my good lieutenant, if thou would serve a poor soldier who has but an hour to live, find me the first that comes. My professor shall marry us, and her dower shall be my dishonored maid, and 100 crowns to boot.
It is a strange request, and I doubt that I should be warranted in granting it.
Never was there a marriage fraught with so little equal to the contracting parties. In another, she'll be a widow, and I, a bachelor again, for aught I know.
Well, I will see what can be done, for I hold thy kinsman in abhorrence for the scurvy trick he has played thee.
1,000 thanks, my good sir. We will meet again in an hour or so on this spot. Till then, I shall away to my chamber.
Oh, yes. Oh, he is a brave man, and it is a pity that he should die. Now, how to find him a wife on such short notice? Why, the task should be easy.
Or we can dance you saraband, pimpernel, carol, jumping Best beware! I am armed! Back, sir! Back! This has gone too far! That does not see the humor in it, eh? Yes, there is humor in all things.
I hear.
Help! Help!
What is this pother?
Sir, we sang to these folk, and they would have repaid us with gross courtesy, but for your honor's coming.
Away with ye! Go! Clear out! Go! Go! Shoot! Get! Hark ye, girl. Who are you and what are you doing here?
May it please you, sir. We are two strolling players, Jacqueline Point, and I, Elsie Maynard, at your worship's service. We go from fair to fair, singing and dancing and playing brief interludes, and so we make a poor living.
You two? Are you married?
Oh, no, sir. Though I am a fool, there is a limit to my folly. Old Bridget Maynard, her mother, travels with us, for Elsie is a good girl. But the old woman is abed with fever, and so we have come to gain silver to buy an electory for her.
Hark ye, girl. Your mother is ill.
Sorely ill, sir.
Oh! And she requires good food and many of the things that thou canst not buy for her?
Alas, sir, it is too true.
Wouldst thou make 100 crowns?
100 crowns! They might save her life.
Then listen here. A worthy but unhappy gentleman is to be beheaded in 1 hour on this very spot. For sufficient reasons, he wishes to be married before he dies, and he has asked me to find him a wife. Oh, wilt thou be that wife?
The wife of a man I have never seen?
Hark ye, sir, I am involved in this, for though Elsie and I are not yet married, time works wonders, and there is no telling what might be in store for us. Well, have we your worship's word that this gentleman will die today?
Oh, nothing is more certain, I grieve to say.
And that the maiden will be allowed to depart at the instant the ceremony is at an end.
Oh, the very instant. I pledge my honor that it shall be so.
100 crowns?
100 crowns.
For my part, I consent, but it's for Elsie to speak.
How say you, maiden, will you wed a man about to lose his head? For half an hour you'll be a wife, and then the town is yours for life. A man's right wife he use is
Tell me, what are your qualifications for such a post?
Well, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Oh.
I can rhyme you extempore. I can convulse you with quip and conundrum. I have the lighter philosophies at my tongue's tip. I can be merry, wise, quaint, grim, and sardonic. What can I want more all at once? I can pretty turn for anecdote. I know all the jests, ancient and modern, past, present, and to come. I can rhyme you from dawn of day to set of sun, and if that content you not, well on to midnight and the small hours. Oh, sir, a pretty wit, I warrant you, a pretty, pretty wit. I'm trying to joke, and to mimic clank, for lonely folk, and men of rank. I'm flying craft, and know no fear, but aim my shaft at Prince O'Bear. From the east and from the west, and subject to no academic clue, you may find in the dreary of jest, corners and for your fool. I can teach you quick for rhyme, I can trick you play and laugh. Oh, my folly, 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 every fine, a claim to a chaff. Oh, my folly, 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 every fine, a claim to a chaff.
So, tell me, how came you to leave your last employer?
Well, sir, it was this wise. My master was the Archbishop of Canterbury, and it was considered that one of my jests was unsuited to his Grace's family circle. In truth, sir, I ventured to ask a poor riddle, wherein lay the difference between his Grace and poor Jackie Point. His Grace was pleased to give it up, sir. Thereupon I told him that whereas his Grace was paid 10,000 a year for being good, poor Jackie Point was good for nothing. It was but a harmless jest, but it offended his Grace, who whipped me and set me to the stocks for a skirl road. And so we parted. Yeah, and I had his leave to not take post again under the dignified clergy.
But I take it that you are very careful not to give offense. You see, I have desires.
All of my jests are most carefully looked at, and anything objectionable is expunged. If your honor pleases, I will try them first on your honor's chaplain.
Well, can you give me an example? Let us say, for instance, that I had sat me down hurriedly on something sharp. Woo!
I should say that you had sat down at the spur of the moment.
I don't think much of that. Is that the best you can do?
It's always been much admired, sir, but we'll try again.
Oh, take this example. Let us say that I am at dinner and the joint of meat is only half cooked.
I should say that what is underdone cannot be helped.
I nose.